Hello everyone, Shaun's here. You know, I just realized that most of the games that I cover on this channel are RPGs. There are some SLGs from time to time, which are simulation games, aka incest. I kind of forgot about a genre that is also quite big in the H game industry, which is ACTs, action games, mostly side-scrollers. The reason why I don't cover ACTs is that most of them sucks. I also like having writing in the scenes instead of pure animation, so that's why. Anyway, I'm going to review an ACT today and see if I like it or not. The game we'll try out today is this game called Sinisistar 2. What about the first one, you ask? Well, I don't know, but I'm playing the sequel anyway. So, in this game, you play as a sexy nun who has magical powers, and your objective is to kill monsters and save the world. That is pretty much it. For people who hate watching me yap about the plot of a hentai game, it's your lucky day because this game has absolutely zero plot whatsoever. You just need to watch a little bit of the intro, create your characters somewhat, and you're just thrown into the game immediately. Sinisistar 2 is a side-scroller action game with a little bit of Metroidvania elements. As a sexy magical nun, we can protect ourselves with a normal attack that costs no mana but does less damage and has less range, a magic attack that does more damage and having okay range, and a magical arrow attack that does great damage if we manage to hit the weak spot of an enemy, with the downside of being really hard to aim. I really fucking hate this aiming meter that goes up and down, and I just have to time it perfectly instead of having the option to aim manually. But overall, the combat feels balanced enough that it doesn't make us too weak or too strong. There is a huge amount of monsters varieties in the game, and they're really good design-wise as well. There are the typical humanoid monsters like goblins or zombies, animal-type monsters such as slugs or jellyfish, and your usual tentacles. Although most of the enemies aren't too hard to kill, they do have the ability to grab us and brutally murder us, and sometimes rape us. It's usually not that difficult to break free from their grabs, but the more we get grabbed, the more our defilement will build up, causing it harder to escape from their grabs. But even if we fail to escape and ended up getting, there's not much of a penalty anyway. We can easily go back to the church and get rid of any bad statuses that we have. I don't think it even affects the outcome of the ending at all. I wouldn't know for sure because I was being a try-hard gamer and refused to get violated by any monsters. The monsters themselves are nice, but what I love the most about them is definitely the bosses. The bosses of this game go from, okay, look normal enough to, what in the fuck is this? I really love how some of the boss encounters legit feel like a horror game. There's this one moment when I was playing the game and found a shed at the edge of the map. I went in and found out that this shed is filled with mutated pigs. Then the camera pans towards the door and shows a man with a pig mask slowly closing in on me while I was trying to deal with all these pigs. And I know if this guy gets near me, I'm fucked. It's intense and stresses me out, but it's so goddamn good. As for the scenes in this game, it's hard to say really. Hard to show even. A scene of this game usually contains two parts. One where we are shown the beautiful portrait art of Lelia, that's the default name of your character, getting into some bad situation. And one where the main action takes place with fluid but not very detailed pixelated sprite. It's actually not that bad when it's combined together. At least with the portrait art, we can see what expression Lelia is making. Side note, I love this particular scene where she's having sex inside a house, but it doesn't show you the whole thing other than their silhouette, and the portrait art is just her shoe. Anyway, let us address the elephant in the room. The world of Sinisistar is full of monsters that have a tendency to rape women. and we are playing as a woman, so it's pretty obvious what most scenes are about. If that sounds bad to you, oh boy, you're not even scratching the surface, because other than rape, we have gore as well. Yay! That's not something to be happy about. Of course, not every monster is just down to fuck, and some are just purely down to kill.
Nice shot!
Oh wow, I wonder if the zombies are going to... Nah, they just eat you. I have to say, some scenes are pretty disturbing and graphic for people who just want a chill jack-off session. By the way, I don't want to see any fuckers that type in the comment section saying, "Oh, you think this is bad? It's nothing compared to the shit I've watched. You switch summer child." Shut up. I don't care how much messed up guru hentai you've seen. No one cares, alright? So, the quality of the scenes is really good, but keep in mind that there might be gory stuff happening in some scenes. I'ma be real with you guys. As the man who always complains, I really don't have much bone to pick with this game. The quality is so good that I will feel like I'm nitpicking even if I try to find some flaws. I could point out some little things such as the game is too short, the music is not very good, the map design isn't very interesting. It's just small things that don't affect the overall quality of the game. So I'm sad to say this, but I guess no complaining segment in this video then. Psych! You thought I wouldn't do what I do best? There is one major thing that I can't ignore while I was playing the game. And that thing is how some bosses suck massive balls. Especially these three. The first boss is this guy, and he has a shield that can block your magical arrows. He only has an impossibly small time frame where he's vulnerable, and he slowly closes in on you until you hit an invisible barrier. At that point, you are pretty much fucked. What you're supposed to do, actually, is to lose to him once, later obtain an upgrade to a magical arrow that does explosion damage, and only then can you beat him. How the fuck am I supposed to know it was a scripted fight? And having to load a save file every time I lost, forced to walk through the same path, killing the same monsters, just to try to fight again, was agonizing. I'm not playing Hollow Knight right now. Give me a break. Then you have to find a boss that, instead of fighting it, you have to protect your friend's barrier while she's charging her spirit bomb. It was bad. I hate this fight. It's anticlimactic and not fun. But at least I can try again immediately after losing, so it's less annoying. The final one is a secret boss at this particular spot. You have to hit his weak spot that only opens for a short amount of time, while having to dodge his stupid ass lasers, with also having to deal with the shittiest aiming system known to man. His scenes ain't even that good anyway. Overall, I did complain for a good chunk of this video, but it doesn't mean the game is bad. It is, in fact, a great H game among the sea of slops on Steam. Sinisistar 2 is an action side-scroller that I enjoy a lot. Its dark and gloomy atmosphere works amazingly on conveying a dangerous world filled with horrifying creatures that will kill you. It's so much more different from other games within the same genre. They are usually brighter and more colorful. The Lovecraftian horror with some of the bosses' design is genuinely terrifying, and the gore works well here as it tells us that the monsters are something that we have to be careful of, or will meet a horrible fate. With that said, I'll give Sinisistar 2 a nice 8 out of 10. A great hentai game that is a little fucked up, but pretty fun nonetheless. By the way, spoiler incoming. The final boss of the game is not this thing. There's actually one last boss after the credit scene, and it is... Holy aura monster! I can't believe it! Oh,